Hey everybody, back again, this time on Monday, and this time with a little bit of World of Warships. Now, I had really hoped to do an Armored Warfare patch 0.1.3 update, but Obsidian still has not released it. It has been delayed again. And it's kind of looking like it's probably not going to come out for another week or two. They've pointed out on the forums that there have been some pretty serious issues with the matchmaker and even larger issues with the implementation of the new dealer. So, I don't have an Armored Warfare patch to show you and can talk about all those cool Chinese vehicles. But World of Warships did release a fairly substantial patch update here just this last week. Patch 0.5.3. What's included in 0.5.3? Well, you've got a few new captain's skills to choose from, which is fine and dandy and all. And, you know, I kind of appreciate that they went ahead and reset all of your captains for you for free, so you didn't have to spend the gold to do that. But I kind of wish they had given you the option to do that, rather than just do it for you. Like, you know, each captain gets one free retraining token instead of just automatically doing it. Because I don't want to have to go through and to redo all of my captains. The other thing that really aggravates me when Wargaming does one of these patches is that they always seem to mess with my settings in my graphics. And this is really painfully evident when I realized that my screen resolution was not quite right. And the monitor that I have is a 1920 by 1200 16:9 aspect ratio 1080p monitor. I've had it for years, and they didn't change the graphical settings, they didn't change any of the quality, but they changed the resolution of my monitor down to 1920 by 1080 and a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So that was really, really aggravating. Some of the other major things that they've added in this patch were the inclusion of upcoming team battles. Team battles is kind of like ranked battles. It's not random. You're going in with the end goal to, you know, level up kind of thing and get the end result reward. But unlike random and ranked, you're going in with a team of 6. You know, these are people that you hand selected. It's not just 3 division mates. You're going in with all 6 people. So, you know, you can pick the best of the best that you have, and really, it'll be really interesting to see how that works out. I do believe that this is a step in the direction that Wargaming wanted to go, trying to establish World of Warships as an esport. But of course, they still have to get through dealing with the very, very slow intros and the really horrible RNG. Otherwise, it's gonna, you know, you're gonna see these teams at competitions going, and it looks like they're doing their praise to RNG's stance. Yeah. They did add they did change some features on several warships. A couple of them I actually still have in my ports that pretty much nobody has anymore. So the question is, why did they change them now? The 2 ships that they changed that I was most interested in seeing a change on were the USS Albany down at Tier 2. It was a little event ship that you got for Wargaming's birthday, and it absolutely sucked. Even at Tier 2, it sucked. It only had a range of 6 kilometers on its guns, but you could be seen at 8. So, and it was slow. So you had to sit there and steam full visibility and try to get close enough, and everybody was faster than you, so they could just stay at outside of your range and just destroy you. The other one that they changed was the Yubari. They added an increase in the armor to the Yubari. Now, it might seem like a minimal amount when they do this. It was only 5 millimeters to various points of the armor, but that 5 millimeters really does make a difference. You know, here in this video, you can see that it really does make a difference. It used to be that the Yubari was effectively made of glass, and it arguably still is, but that extra 5 millimeters of armor means that I'm not getting citadeled by high explosive secondary guns from, you know, this guy in the Miyogi here, where without that extra 5 millimeters, I probably would have been citadeled. You know, here he citadeled me, but that was with a main gun. And again, that little extra bit of armor, I've managed to survive that, where previously I would not have survived. He would have killed me right there. Of course, in this particular battle, it was definitely worth it. I did die, but I took him with me. Oh. That battle, by the way, was an utter disaster. My team did not know how to cap. So, well, you know, you win some, you lose some, you angrily deal with the loss rage. And so, you know, here again you've got the Albany. And the Albany, now that it's got the range increase, they changed the range. They dropped the detectability a little bit and improved the range. So if you have a commander that's, you know, level 5 or level 6 there, who's got the secondary battery training number 2, then you can actually have a decent range of about 9 or 10 kilometers. But even if you don't, just having that extra 2 kilometers to that 8 really does have a huge advantage. Guns are still not very good, and by comparison to, you know, something like the St. Louis at Tier 3, which you're probably going to run up against, or the Karlsruhe, or even the Emden at Tier 2, yeah, it's still a pretty bad ship in comparison. A couple of the captain skills that they added did actually look pretty interesting, and I did end up selecting those over other ones, were the hull hit point increase. Something like for every level that the ship is, for every tier the ship is, you get 400 additional HP to your total. So, I mean, if you're at tier 10, I guess that's 4,000 extra HP. If you're in a little destroyer, that's quite a bit. You know, that's one high explosive hit from pretty much anybody on an enemy team. So you can take maybe one more hit. Just enough to run away. The other one was a torpedo mod. It gave you 5 extra knots of speed for a reduction of like 5 kilometers in the range. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of one of those, yeah, it could be good. I mean, if you're in if you're in a Japanese cruiser, or you're in a Japanese destroyer, and you've got those super long-range torpedoes, like, you know, the Fubuki with its 2 different torpedo options, you know, I could see using that. Except, I don't know why you would. I mean, if you're going to reduce your total range by 5 kilometers and only get 5 extra knots of speed out of it, then you might as well just pick the first torpedo option. Because the second torpedo option with that captain skill is basically just going to give you the first torpedo option. So in the end, I don't know if that skill is actually really viable as a captain skill in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, that's just kind of some brief thoughts on the new patch 0.5.3 update here from Wargaming for World of Warships. And, if you're one of the few people that still actually has the Yubari is sitting in your port, or you're one of the even fewer people that still has the Albany sitting in your port, get out there and play them a little bit. They're not as bad as they used to be. You just have to play them right. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And keep coming back for more. Of course, join me for Tank Review Tuesday tomorrow. This is Captain Rye, signing off.
Problem solved, sir. Enemy destroyer blown up.